everyone, it's Anita from Wild Thistle Acres. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to give you a tour of my root cellar. I'm very excited about this and a lot of you have requested it, so here we go. Welcome to my root cellar. This has been a highly requested video, which I had already planned on doing. I just am finally getting around to it. And first, I figured since I just got back, I would show you. I picked up my weekly local raw milk share, as well as some meats and eggs from a local farm. So this, I pick it up at Hayfield Farm. They are not a dairy farm. They're just a drop-off point for this Creambrook Farm raw milk. It is so good. I just got the half-gallon. Like lately, that's all we've been getting because it's just my husband and I and our daughter at home, and we just don't go through a lot of milk. But when the boys are home, I've got one boy in college, and when they're all home, we go through a lot more milk. But for now, this will do, and I can just up it as the seasons of our life change. And so I also picked up some beautiful eggs from Hayfield Farm, from their chickens. Always super happy to have these until ours start laying. We're getting some chicks here soon, but of course they won't lay for a while. So for now, we get those, and they are so good and so beautiful. Picked up some ground beef patties. We have a lot of beef still in our freezers, but I always like having these for like a super lazy night where I don't have to I can just thaw them, cook them. I don't have to form the patties. They're definitely like a convenience item for me. And then I picked up 4 of these pork sage sausages. Really simple, clean ingredients. We just love the flavor of this. It's not too seasoned, so you can use it in a lot of ways. It's not just like a breakfast item for us. So that's what I got. Not a big haul, just wanted to show you. And so this root cellar is in the original part of our house. This house was built in 1889. We live on 11 acres, and this property has been in my family since the early 80s, since I was a baby. And it is a really special place, and I'm excited to show you more of it in future videos. But for now, I'm going to show you this really awesome root cellar that we are using as a root cellar, and also as kind of an overflow pantry, because I don't want to have all this stuff in my kitchen cluttering up my shelves. It's just nice to have it down here. It makes me feel just very old-fashioned and like a homemaker, like a homesteader. And you know, I come down here and collect what I need for my meals, and it just feels really good to be using this really neat old space for really what it was meant to be used for. You know, and at this time of year, it is early March. we have gone through almost all of our homegrown, home preserved items, which, mental note to myself, like I'm gonna bulk up on the items that we're already either completely out of or running out of, because I've already started my seeds. We're gonna be growing soon, but we won't be preserving for, you know, months. So just gonna bulk up on certain things this coming growing season. But, you know, I don't apologize for the fact that I have store-bought items down here. I have items that I've ordered from Azure Standard, or, you know, purchased at really great prices from other stores. And, you know, I select high quality ingredients. I stock my shelves with them. And of course, the best ingredients will be homegrown. But it's okay to have store-bought items in your pantry, in your root cellar, in your freezer. I don't apologize for it, and you shouldn't either. I'm not embarrassed of it in any way. Like I said, this is my overflow pantry, and it's also my root cellar. And I do hope, you know, my goals are lofty. I hope that I will have these shelves lined with beautiful jars of everything that I have grown. Tomatoes, peppers, green beans, you know, have big baskets of onions that I've grown, and big tubs of carrots and beets and potatoes. Those are my goals. But until then, I have these items, and that's okay. So I'm going to show you what we have down here. The ceilings are low and this light is really bright. I apologize if it's like hard to see my face, but that's okay. It's not about me, it's about what's on the shelves. This is my bean section. I have a lot of beans that I have gotten from Azure Standard, and a few other places, mostly Azure Standard. These are the Eden brand. I just really like this brand. They're organic, they're cooked with good ingredients. This is Jovial. I also really like this brand, organic, glass jars. Just these, I'm comforted knowing that these are down here. These are just, they last for a very long time. They're super convenient for so many meals. We've got some like condiments, jams, peanut butters, almond butters, ketchup, soy sauce. Got some shelf-stable organic soy milk here. I'm not afraid of soy. I'm not in the anti-soy club. I think there's a lot of misinformation around soy. There's definitely bad soy, but not all soy is bad. I don't believe that. I just urge anyone who feels that way to do their research, to read about it, to educate themselves. I'm not going to get on a soapbox or a milk crate right now. I just, I like soy. I like tofu. There are a few recipes that I love that use silken tofu, and I kind of thought a while ago I would try to make my own. So I purchased this organic, it's just soybeans ingredient. I think it's soybeans and water. Let me see here. Yep, water and soybeans. So, and organic. So this will sit down here until I use it up. Got some broths, some soups, some applesauce next to the beans. This is real life. This doesn't make sense, but you know, it's okay. We actually tried to make homemade mead, like honey wine. It did not turn out so great. So we did pitch it because it really didn't taste good, and I didn't want to take any chances that we had done it wrong. But you know, if we ever, like I was thinking maybe we could make like apple cider with some local apples this fall. These would be good little jugs for that. Got a bunch of canning jars down here, also more over there. Just, you know, if you see jars and you're a home preserver, you grab them, especially if they're a good price, because we all remember when they were in short supply or just not even available, and that was pretty scary. These are my beautiful pumpkins. I'll link a video where I made a soup with these semi-recently. They're just beautiful. I pulled these out of the garden earlier in the fall, this past fall, and they're in great shape, and they will probably last, they'd probably last another year if I wanted them to, but hopefully we'll use them up sooner. Maybe I'll make some like pie filling with them or something like that. I haven't decided, but I have 6 of them left, so I just love these. I'm definitely going to grow these again. I've got some potatoes. These are my Azure potatoes. They're in really good shape still. They're just sprouting a little bit, but it's nice and cool down here. It's dark when I don't have this awful light on. And I keep a few apples in with them, which is a little trick that I've learned. It does not prevent sprouting like forever, but it definitely slows it down. The gas that apples emit slows down the sprouting of potatoes. Fun little fact. These are just some empty baskets. This beautiful shelf up here is what's home preserved from our gardens or from my kitchen. This is beef broth, beef bone broth that I made recently. Just a nice big batch. This is just something that I love having on hand for cooking, but also sometimes just warming up a cup of it and drinking it. Just really nourishing and delicious. This is made from bones and meat from Hayfield Farm. We ordered half a cow some time ago now, but I'm still working through the bones and some of the like soup type cuts, and I love making a big batch of this because it is a process, and then I just pressure can it and keep it on my shelf. This is some roasted tomato sauce from my homegrown tomatoes. This is so good. Sometimes I mix it in with like a regular tomato sauce to tone down the roastiness of it, but sometimes I just let it shine on its own, like in a soup with some cream. It's super good. This is our last jar of pickled jalapenos, homegrown, home canned. This is one of our favorite items. I don't think I could ever make enough of it, and it makes me sad that we're on our last jar, so I'm definitely going to bulk up this year. These are green beans that I grew. Definitely going to grow a lot more this year. We have a couple jars left, but I've been like rationing them. They're really good. They remind me of being a kid. We ate a lot of home canned green beans when I was a kid. These are not homegrown apples, but I made this applesauce, all different size jars. This is from a local apple orchard. And then a few little jars of apple butter from the same apples. And then over here, this is homemade orange marmalade. And this is separated, but it stirs right back up. Gingerbread caramel sauce. It's so good. We only have like 2 jars left. It's really good in coffee, like a gingerbread latte. I will link, I have this recipe within a cheesecake recipe post on my blog, but I'll link that. It's super good, and I need to make more of it. Down here, I have mostly tomato products, mostly from Azure Standard, just diced, crushed tomato paste. Here's some Thai red curry paste. I love this brand. Just really real ingredients, nothing weird, no gums, no stabilizers, no sugar even. It's just simple, good ingredients, and we have a little bit of a stockpile here because I just love using it. Got some olives, some coconut milk. This is a brand I really like. It's just coconut, water and coconut. It's nice and thick too. It makes a really good curry or a soup. Down here I have some juices. This is that tart cherry juice I recently got in an Azure haul. Lemon and lime juice, mostly for canning, but also for some other recipes and sometimes cocktails. Pizza sauce, so the tomato shelf kind of flows down into this one. And then I've got some canned, strained tomatoes back here. Then this shelf, this is the wall we were just looking at, is over here. This is mostly, well, there's jars here. These are Le Parfait. I love them. They're definitely a little pricier, so I don't use them a ton, but if I see a good deal on them, I'll grab them for canning and preserving. My French blood shining through. These are for my ball canning jars. I've got the wide and the regular mouth here. Lots of ball jars on the top shelf here. Actually, that's all that's up here, different sizes of ball canning jars. And then these are all flours, grains, beans, all dry goods that I keep in these Gamma Seal buckets, and they don't really need to be down here. They don't need to be cool, but it definitely extends their shelf life. But I just keep them down here because my pantry's not big enough for all of this, and I just like having this whole shelf. I can come down here, refill my big flour container in the kitchen. I've got a big thing of sugar down here. I'm not going to go through all of them because it's mostly different types of flours, different types of beans and legumes, rice, sugar, and then I keep my onions over here. The onions will cause the potatoes to sprout, to deteriorate. They don't get along well, so don't keep them together. But that's it. That's my root cellar. I hope you enjoyed that tour. Thank you so much for watching. And if you aren't already, please subscribe to my channel and check out my blog at wildthistlekitchen.com. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.